Hello everyone, welcome back for another shave. Today I'm gonna take a look at two razors and do a head-to-head shave comparison. Over here I have the RazoRock Gold, and on this side I have the Game Changer .84. Few of you asked me to do a comparison between these two razors, and I double checked and they align on the same aggressiveness or efficiency chart that RazoRock provides, which absolutely makes sense. For some reason I just didn't consider doing it. To be honest, I don't reach that much to my Game Changer. Probably that's the reason why this slipped my mind and I didn't get any ideas to do this one. But we did the one with the RazoRock Lupo, which was a surprising one for me. And we'll see how these two will go against each other. So both are stainless steel 3-piece razors. We have top cap, base plate, and handle. To bring them close to probably identical weight, I use the same handle from RazoRock over here. This is the stainless steel barber pole handle for both razors. This will make the balance pretty much the same and the overall weight, as I mentioned. So what else we can see immediately? The base bar on the Gold is scalloped, and on the Game Changer over here it's a solid straight base bar. The ladder channels as well, they're slightly different. You can see this divider here on the Game Changer, and over here ladder channel, just a single line. And that's pretty much it. The price point of the two razors is quite different. For the Game Changer, I just checked at the time of the recording, you can order this one for around 75 Canadian dollars. Not sure how much is this in US dollars currently. And the RazoRock Gold is starting from 126 Canadian dollars. So there is quite a significant difference when it comes to the price point. As any RazoRock razor that you can order from Italian barber, both are customizable. You can choose different plates and different handles that RazoRock offers, of course. When it comes to the Gold, to my knowledge, there are only two options. The regular plate, which I will use today, and it's the same aggressiveness level as the Game Changer over here, the .84. And they have a plus plate, while on the Game Changer there is a variety of different gaps. There are open comb variations. I have the open comb Joe's variant of this one, and way more options with this one. You can go way more efficient, I think over 1 millimeter gap if you want, and of course I think that all of them have open comb versions as well for the Game Changer. So way more options, lower price point over here. Let's prepare and load the blade. For the blades I'm going to use brand new Personna comfort coated blade. And before I load the blades, I'm just going to show you here the top cap. The Gold is with this classic 3-pin design on the top cap, which the majority of razors have. Here is the base plate over here. You can see the stamping, serial number, both made in Canada from stainless steel. And when it comes to the Game Changer, for this design, we see that the alignment side pins are on the base plate, which is something that I personally don't like. I know that in my initial review there were some strong opinions about it, and I'm aware that yes, you can still put the blade on the top cap and align it, but it's just a little bit more clunky. And when it comes to convenience, the Game Changer shouldn't be changing anything, on my opinion, when it comes to the top cap, but it is what it is. I know that there's some vintage razors that are like that, so this is just kind of like a pet peeve for me. Aside from that, there is absolutely no issue. And yeah, the design here, as you can see, the base plate is a solid bar, so a little bit more kind of like modernish looking when you look it from below, compared to the Gold here, where you can see that it's matching the 34C with the pins going through the base plate. Both razors are loaded over here. You can see them side by side with the blades. You can see also the profile of the razors. The autofocus doesn't cooperate much, so there are some differences there, as you can tell. The profile of the head, also this one seems to be a little bit more compact design compared to the more curved top of the goat. This is the game changer, of course. Both are with the side edges of the blade perfectly covered, so there is no overhang. So if you're a head shaver and this is important for you, you should be cool with this, because it will be safe and you cannot nick your ear area. Time to prepare the face, and for the soap I'm gonna use HAGS The Awakening. Fantastic scent. Here the scent notes, if you're curious you can pause and read through them. Really pleasant smell. I love this soap. I have it lathered over here. I'm using my Trotter brush. On this side I'm gonna start with the game changer. First pass. Smooth and comfortable. I don't remember if I used the game changer with the Personna comfort coated blade, but what I discovered is that this blade works very well with my Lupo and with the goat as well, so I decided to go with it, and so far it's really comfortable. The Game Changer 84 doesn't have too much blade feel, it's just right, allowing you to know where it is. And now let's go with the goat. You can see the lather, despite being extra hydrated, holds very nice structure. So, for the first pass, I have an interesting observation. That's why I was so quiet when I was going with the goat. The blade feel is lower than the Game Changer. On a way, this is hard to explain. The direct blade feel when you approach and touch the razor, even if before you glide it, it's less, but you feel that this blade here cuts more. The razor is still smooth, but because of that more pronounced cut feeling, it brings an impression that the Game Changer is actually smoother. Both are smooth. I'm not bashing the smoothness of this razor, but interesting enough, the Game Changer feels smoother. So the actual cutting doesn't feel that it's that pronounced during the first pass, but the glide is smoother here. This is still smooth, but it feels like the razor blade is doing more cutting and probably that contributes to that feeling that it's slightly less smooth. Very interesting. And let's see. Based on a touch, the efficiency result backs that feel. So yeah, it was a weird feel, and for first time I think in a head-to-head comparison I had to dive into this type of description, and the goat is certainly more efficient for the first pass compared to the game changer. Interesting. Yeah, before I ladder I just took a look, and you can see at the top, that may explain the feeling as well. We see that on the game changer side here, the blade surface is more pronounced and more exposed from the top cap, while the clamping and the support at the top cap of the goat over here seems to be way closer to the cutting edge and probably providing way better clamping. So that may explain also that feeling. And not sure if I mentioned at the beginning, but if I did, I'll repeat. I'm taking care of 2 days of growth and second pass with the game changer over here. Smooth and comfortable. Time for the goat on the other side. I'm more quiet, paying attention based on my takeaway from the first pass. And after the second pass, let's see where we are at. Both razors still feel smooth. Small smoothness advantage to the game changer for the same reason as I mentioned with the first pass. Even though that you feel a little bit more of the blade with the game changer because of the top cap exposing more of the blade surface, that doesn't impact the smoothness that much. We'll see, it will feel a bit more blade chattery on the against the grain pass. And here with the better clamping, it feels that the blade is just cutting a bit more and doing more work, which makes it feel slightly less smooth, or having a bit more resistance because of that kind of like extra cutting work that it's happening. And efficiency wise, the results are closer, but it feels that the game changer left slightly more stubble based on a feel. Just very nitpicky territory on the cheeks here, on the side, and under the jawline. Yeah, just slightly bit more. Okay, third pass against the grain with the game changer. And the other side with the goat against the grain. Okay, I was quiet for the third pass because this shave from the comparison after the first with the grain pass kind of like surprised me, so I was paying a lot of attention. After the third pass against the grain, with both razors, the efficiency is just on par. BBS on both sides, under the nose, under the jawline, the cheeks. Everything is on par right now. Very, very good. So, when it comes to the glide during the against the grain pass, this razor, the Game Changer 84, it felt a little bit more draggy, especially on the problematic spots. And I feel that it's just that extra clamping here that makes that razor feel that it's going a bit more confidently over the problematic spots, especially like under the jawline for the against the grain pass. And that felt a little bit more kind of like unstable in a way because of the blade clamping difference. While this razor felt smooth, and it still felt that it's cutting a bit more and doing a bit more work. But the blade clamping here is shining more compared to the Game Changer. These are very nitpicky, small differences. That's why I was so quiet and focused to see what I'll get. But both are smooth, comfortable, really, really good. Let's see what the Alum block will tell us about the shave as well. Here's the Alum block, cold water. Just a bit of tingling under here. And slightly more tingling under the jawline and a little bit under the nose more. While on the Game Changer side, nothing. So the Alum block feedback pretty much backs up my impression. This razor is inspired by 34C. I'm sure that most of you watched my previous reviews and the other comparison that I did with the Lupo, but it's way more efficient than 34C. In fact, this one may feel a little bit deceptive. You may feel that it's too mild. I can maybe press a bit more, or I can do extra few strokes buffing some of the areas. This razor is very efficient, and you may get razor burn if you get too confident with it. I'm far from razor burn. This is just the Alum feedback. It's telling me exactly that, what I felt during the shave, that this razor is quite efficient despite the comfortable, mild feeling. You don't feel the blade being too exposed, so it's not really scary when you glide it. but it's doing the work and it's providing a close shave, so you can get BBS easily without too much work. I'm gonna finish with the matching splash by HAGS. That's so good. If you can grab the Awakening, I highly recommend it. Such a good smell. I hope that it won't be discontinued. Light sting from the alcohol. But nothing crazy. Let's recap. So, 2 popular razors from RazoRock. Obviously the Game Changer was around for way longer. Equal result in terms of efficiency, so that checks out. The RazoRock efficiency chart brings them close together, and yes, the end result with this shave comparison using the same blade, same handle, yeah, backs up the chart. The main thing would be, as anything in the wet shaving hobby, it's all about personal preference, but both are very comfortable. I classify both as beginner-friendly razors as well. And with a Game Changer, you have a lot more options to play with different settings based on which blade you're gonna purchase, and you can purchase more than one. You can purchase the open comb, and here for the gold, you have only 2 options: the regular blade, which we used today, and the plus plate, which is supposed to be more efficient. But this razor is very efficient already, so if you're a daily shaver or shave every 2 to 3 or 4 days, I don't think that you have an issue with this one. That's my personal opinion. But the main factor would be the price and how comfortable you feel paying about a razor. This one is way cheaper than the gold, and at the end result is not far off. Just small nitpicky differences, as I highlighted during this shave. You know, about the blade exposure, blade feel, and the clamping. That's pretty much it. Both are smooth, both are great, efficient, comfortable, easy to use. And yeah, I'm happy that they're slightly different because I have both in my collection. If they were feeling too similar, one is gonna be obsolete, right? But yeah, that was a good shave. Let me know in the comments, which one would you prefer? Are you keen to get the gold, or do you have the gold? Do you have the Game Changer 84 or some of the other plates? Or are you like me and you ordered both of them? Let me know. Thanks for joining me for this shave. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe.